Hey guys, we got some stuff to talk about. Hopefully, we're actually live. Um, I need to get some food. I need to get some ramen. I ordered some ramen, and I need to get my energy drinks to get ready for my stream anyway. But I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of things today. Obviously, the title of the video being what it is. Also, wanted to get back into, some more competitive play and stuff. But, something's going on again with the whole health situation. So we're just going to have to take it a day at a time. So with that being said, today we're going to get some ramen and we're going to discuss what I think about the title of this video. And then later, we're going to go back. Later on, I'm going to get ready for my stream and then go live, to something that you guys have probably been waiting for me to play for a bit anyway. But I was going to get back into some competitive gaming, but you guys need to understand with the health issue that I'm dealing with, when I start playing competitive gaming, it gets the heart rate going and stuff like that. And it's not necessarily the best thing for the thing that I'm dealing with at the moment. So, which is also another reason, like, I wanted to be doing active stuff. I wanted to do some more martial arts videos, actually. I haven't done those for a long time, but I cannot be active at the moment, if that makes sense. So, and I have to limit, which is why I like the walks and stuff like that. I just did that for the couple of days to experiment with it and stuff like that. Anyway, I digress. Let's talk about what the video is. Yes, I do think that modern gaming has declined, but mark my words, modern. Okay? So what do I mean by that? What do I mean? Modern gaming has declined. I know this road's bumpy, just give it a minute. We're about to be off this stupid road. So anyway, modern. That's what I talk about when I say modern gaming has declined. Modern games, guys. The concept that we need to do everything that every other game does, otherwise people will stop playing this to go play the other game. That's not necessarily true. And also, if you're trying to do this with a game, you've missed the point. So, like, why are you making the game to begin with? So I think that there's a lot of games coming out that either just want to be the next Cyberpunk, or they want to be the next World of Warcraft, or they want to be the next Diablo, or the next Minecraft. How many times do we see another game that comes out that's exactly like Fall Guys? How many times, like you guys saw yesterday, I did that horror stream, and there were so many games, and I picked some really random games, right? What was it, Death Bloom or something like that? And then what was the other one, Tormented Souls? And these games were all like very similar to Resident Evil style games. And here they were just randomly on Steam for like $20 or something like that. And it's not like they were necessarily objectively bad, but there were some glaring problems with the games that I think existed because they tried too hard to be like this or like that, instead of just the developer having a good idea and running with it and saying, let's do this, instead of trying to necessarily make another Resident Evil game. So Do I think that modern gaming has declined? Yes. But that's the problem. Everyone wants to modernize everything. And we shouldn't think in these concepts. We shouldn't think I want everything to be new and fresh and to be just like Final Fantasy VII the first time I played it. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be. It really isn't. It will never be like that again. However, what you can do is you can replicate, you can create something new all on its own. And by doing that, you can have a new, this is amazing. This is the first time I've ever played something like this. That, you know, it can go to new levels. That's what Final Fantasy VII did. That's what these games did. The whole point was that they created a new concept when it didn't exist. And you know, they really took their game to the next level when the concept wasn't there, when the concept didn't exist. And now with modern games, we have this problem where all they're trying to do is exactly that. Instead of actually having a legitimate reason for making the game, you know, like, this is a really good concept, we should make this. I respected Blizzard when they used to just axe things. Do you guys remember when they had like a whole concept for like a StarCraft shooter? And I still wish they would do it, but like the whole point was like they were really unhappy with it and didn't like the direction it was going, and they had a lot of other stuff going on, so they just decided, let's axe it. Let's just not even do it. Let's not talk about it. Let's don't tell anybody about it, because we have all these other things we're trying to do and trying to do them right. I respected them for that. You know, like, yeah, while I wanted to see it, I respected them for the fact that they wanted to work on StarCraft 2. And they wanted that to be good, you know? And it was. It was really good. So, you know, that was the point, was that you don't just take your game and go, well, we threw a bunch of money at this. Now we want to just release it just because. No. Like, take your time, have a reason for putting the game out. So, like, for example, like, you know, like these huge games that are coming out, like Jedi Survivor and stuff like that. Such a good concept, such a really cool concept. Everybody's looking forward to. But then they want this, they want, you know, the ray tracing, and they want the new filters, and they want the, you know, the super resolution, and they want this and that. If you want those things, you gotta take your time. So, a lot of this, guys, you know, you'll see a YouTuber in front of you spouting nonsense about why this or that happens, you know, and honestly, a lot of times these guys are sitting in their chairs, looking this shit up in Google, and they have no idea why it's happening. They're just doing what they think is the best research, and some of them are right. Some of them have really good points. But there's a lot of them out there that just completely spout whatever they think instead of what it is. It's just their opinion. And then a lot of people just sort of accept it as fact. And so, you know, that can actually have an effect on things too, because developers and producers see things like this and they react accordingly. They're like, you know, we really don't like the fact that this YouTuber, this Twitch person has this really big following, and then at the same time, they're just gonna crap all over our game. But for a reason they're not even, the reason they're giving is not even valid half the time. And so they're just like making this stuff up. So like, I think a lot of the time too, when I say something and it's very unique to me, Developers sort of have a hard time accepting this too, because they're sort of trying to figure out all of the tools out there that actually do exist as content creators, which ones are actually trying to help. So this is a problem, guys. So, do I think modern gaming has declined? Yes. Do I think that people take what yeah, I know this dude's behind me. Look at this guy on his bike. He's just not having it today. Do I think that people troll way too much and don't give things a chance? Yes. And do I think that entire people have channels based on trolling, literally just to peddle to some sort of confirmation bias? Yes. And do I think this is damaging? Yes. Do I think that it's going to be a huge problem that go, where like everybody's going to do this? And no, because I think people are smarter than that. But I do think it's a problem for like kids when they're coming up and they're trying to like look up to certain creators and stuff like that. They don't really understand what they're looking at. Really understand. Like they're playing games, they don't really understand what they're hearing, and all they're doing is hearing this creator. Oh well, this guy does this all the time. He must know what he's talking about. Half the time they don't. I'd say probably half the time. Probably about half the time, and then like there's a good 20%, I think, 20 to 30% of content creators, just all content creators, like in gaming, that seem to get why things happen the way they do in the industry and stuff like that. Now, let's get on to the decline. This is what you're all waiting for, right? What my actual opinions are and stuff like that. Let's get on to the decline. It has happened. Yeah, it has happened. But this is, once again, this is modern games. When I actually pick up a game that tries to be good and tries to be unique but at the same time it has some sort of inspiration. So like let's say, do you guys remember Hades? That game is so good, right? But it's Diablo, right? Like it's a floor crawler Diablo style game. It uses those same concepts. Sorry, we're cutting in and out. As I gain 5G, this might happen. Sorry. It didn't try to be Diablo. It stood on its own. It didn't try to be this or that. It stood on its own. And everybody agrees that was a really good game. I think a lot of people immediately even thought so. It was just one of those things where immediately you were like, yeah, this is good. Hades is really good. So that we can have legitimately really good games that come out, but they have to be those original concepts that don't say, all right, I want to make Fallout, but I want to put it in space. That's where people are starting to get a little concerned, And that's kind of where I was with Dead Island. That was why I didn't try Dead Island very much, because I felt like Dead Island, and I remember I thought it was another game too when I tried it on stream, and then I played it a little bit and I realized, I remember thinking to myself as I was watching gameplay of this, I probably won't play this. I remember thinking that now. I remember thinking as it was coming out, I probably won't play this because I played Fallout and I played Left 4 Dead 2 at the time. Yeah, like I played these other games, and I'm like, why do I need to play this? That this is like so many other games that I play. I'm not gonna bother with it. And so like we have just a huge, massive industry of games now. It is totally different than it used to be. So all of the good developers want to work for the companies that pay good money. That's it. The ones that have the benefits, the ones that take care of them. Guess who does that? Go ahead. Anybody want to guess? Guess who takes care of their employees? And it's not who you think. Yeah, so meanwhile everybody's shitting on these companies that release games, EA, while at the same time they are known to put out games that sort of are under par, underperform what they claim. They sort of don't live up to their promise. They seem to be a company that takes care of their employees. I don't know. I don't work for them, but just everything I've seen, everything in front of us, all the evidence all the research I've done. This is one of those companies where it just seems like, for the most part, they take care of their employees. So it's not surprising to me that time after time we see titles that look like they're going to be really good on all of the development side of things. They are originally good concepts, cool games, but then a producer comes along and says, well, you have X amount of time to release this game. It needs to be out. We are trying to push to have this other game in development by this time, and we want him, and him to work on it. They're working on this game. So I'm sorry, but unless this game is pushed out at this time, we're going to take your 3 lead developers, put them on this other game. Oh, and by the way, if it's not out, you're going to lose some investors, so I'd highly recommend... So they just pump the game out. Yeah, like, they just pump the game out, because why the fuck wouldn't you with that kind of a warning? So you guys have to understand, like these YouTubers and Twitch people, they sit in front of you and they talk like they know anything. No, they've never worked for these companies. Like, the people that actually know what they're talking about, I hate that, like... I know how everybody has a really low opinion of IGN, but believe it or not, those people that go on that IGN TV and stuff and sit there and they talk, those guys are the guys that you should listen to. Those guys have really good opinions and really good insights into things, and they actually, some of them do have channels and stuff. Listen to those guys. Don't listen to like the collective decided decision on almost anything. Listen to what the individuals are saying that are really, really talented, really skilled, really really well versed in the field. Not somebody that just sits around and shit talks everything. Don't listen to that person. Like, I can't believe I even need to say it, but don't listen to that person. That person literally has no clue. That's the point. How can they have a clue when all they ever do is talk crap? And if you talk anything bad about what they say, they just talk crap about that, so they can never actually learn. I mean, I don't know how else to say it any plainer than that, but like, it's as simple as not learning, what's good or bad about certain games. Look at this guy peeling out. I hope the cop that's sitting up the road, maybe about half a mile, pulls him over. I can smell it. It smells so bad. Yeah, like he's like some teenager in dad's car, and he's just like peeling out, ripping up the tires. He floored it too. Man, that was awful. That stinks. He wasn't even in. It was like a Cadillac. Yeah, poor dad's car, right? Anyway, let me merge here and. Okay. All right, we're going to get ramen before we start the stream today. But let's talk a little bit more about this subject. You know, I feel like there's a lot of folks out there that just jump to conclusions and accept that conclusion they've jumped to. That's how I feel. I feel that's pretty much everyone, for the most part. They just jump to a conclusion, accept the conclusion they've jumped to, and anybody that says anything contrary to, you know, what they believe is just, you know, basically just somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about, at least in their opinion, you know, in their mindset. And that's really a shame because, you know, you're somebody that probably doesn't learn much about life. You know, you sit around and judge everybody else, but then you don't really learn much from everybody else, if that makes sense. Like how can you learn about life if you don't accept others' opinions? If all you do is accept your own, how do you learn? How do you get better? You don't. You stay the same. That's the point. And that's you know, like where we get with these content creators that all they do is you know, sit around and talk crap on everything even before it's out. Yeah, like how can you say something about a game that you've never played? You don't know. Well, the point is that they've already decided they're going to dislike it regardless of whether they do or not. So they've convinced themselves that they dislike everything that comes out before it even comes out. So yes, do I think there's a decline in modern gaming? Yes. Do I think it's everything? No. No, not even close. And I think that people on console are far more likely to think this because they don't have Steam. You know, they can't sit there like I do and play game after game and see that there's really decent games out there for PC gamers. They don't have that. So they sit around and get mad, you know, everything's $60, $70. I'm telling you, you want more games on console? Stop trolling everything. Stop doing it. I'm telling you. Companies go online and they look at reviews. This is what they do. It is very damaging. You know, this is why companies hate Steam. You guys need to understand, Steam is hated by a lot of industries. And they probably don't even like that I'm saying this right now, to be honest, but I don't care. It's the truth. They don't like them because, alright, so contrast and comparison. When you put games on Epic, when a developer, publisher, whatever wants to sell a game on Epic, you can't post a review. There is no review posting. You know, I realize you guys have this on Xbox too, but on Xbox there's censorship and like it's way more scrutinized. You know what I mean? On Steam, you can just paragraphs. You can just leave paragraphs. There's so many people. It's the sheer numbers. And on Epic, all they do is collaborate reviews across the internet from critics. IGN, Metacritic, Game Informer, things like that. So you can extrapolate from that basically what that says about most gaming PC platforms. They do not want people to just get on there and troll their game, just talking crap on them. They have legitimate problems where PC games, sorry, reviews, spam accounts and stuff. That's why it's the sheer amount of troll. At the same time, you see where I'm going with this? They hate Steam because Steam allows it. Steam wants absolute clarity when it comes to games. They do have a very strict, but you can only have a certain amount of playtime in it or something like that. If it's past that, you can't return it. And Steam is very good about that. And they will refund it, no problem, as long as you meet that requirement. And that's what I like about Steam. That's the point. A lot of places don't like a lot of developers and stuff, they're really pushing, that's the whole point, is that they're making far more money off Epic and PlayStation, because that's the point, is that they don't show you those reviews. So it seems like the closer we get to Microsoft, getting into Blizzard stuff and trying to make an impact on things, that this actually could be a beneficial thing for those of us who are into the whole Blizzard side of things, on PC gaming and stuff. That's definitely me. Just the past couple of years, it's kind of funny, I started streaming, but then all this stuff with Blizzard happens. So it's like a lot of people are like, oh, where have you been, blah, blah, blah. No, you guys, I literally started streaming as a freaking, I was gonna, like most Blizzard games, because that's what I played. Hearthstone, Here's the Storm. I was gonna be like one of those dudes that just sat there and was grinding away at Warcraft 3 Reforged. And then that came out and it was just trash. So you guys need to understand, the past few years, it's not just you guys, it's not just a certain someone that's noticed the decline. It's me too. I was there. I reacted to the decline of Blizzard video. Did y'all even watch that? I mean, come on. It happened right to me. I've sat here and talked to you guys in great length about how I just can't believe that was even. And then we had our hero come out of nowhere. Is this an out of season April Fool's joke? I was there, guys. I get it. It affected me too. I hated Warlords of Draenor. That expansion was freaking trash. Hearthstone anymore? It's the same thing. It's every other expansion. So, Festival Legends wasn't bad. Yeah, I should have been playing. It wasn't bad. Titans comes out and it's fucking trash, dude. This is what I'm talking about. It is, I don't say these things. I'm not somebody that speaks like this. I've never really started to say things like this. I don't really just say something's trash or garbage, and then you guys see me do this more recently, right? This really is a recent thing. So, there's just a huge decline, and a lot of it, I think, started happening especially around COVID. Everyone's just freaking lazy. Nobody wants to freaking put the time in or the work in anymore. I don't know. But I've noticed definitely that is affecting things too. The more people that just want to literally just make it big. They don't have a reason for being content creators. They just, they want to be famous. No, it's not about that. Yeah, and if you're trying to make it about that, you've missed the point, you know? So I digress on that. As far as, the decline of gaming is concerned, like I said, I already talked to you. I already told you guys about what I think about modern games. We've had these big titles come out, and they were just so disappointing. Lacklusters. And that's what I was talking about earlier, where it just seems like we have a concept for a game that is based on all these other games we've played. Instead of it being on, oh, let's base this on something that makes sense. Let's have an original idea instead of let's just remake these 3 games and throw them together. Too many people are doing that. That's what I feel like the Dead Island series was just like people taking like the concept of like 2 or 3 games and just throwing them together. That's how I felt about that. So, we need to get away from that. Stop just making a game because you want money. Because it's not going to get you the result that you want when that's, you know what I mean? It's sort of like when people get on YouTube to make it big, and then they get really surprised when that's not how it works. Yeah, it's not how it works. You have to actually be creative. You have to actually be an artist. Otherwise, why are you on there? Yeah, like, what are you doing? So, like, that's the point. And that's the point behind making games. Is like, everyone's just like, oh, I want to make a game. I want to make games too. I made a game and it made lots of money. You should make games. Okay, I'll make games too. And then everybody wants to make games. Where did this come from? Why is this now like when I grew up, the gamers were like the nerdy kids that nobody wanted to hang out with. Yeah, now it's cool. Everyone wants to make video games. Everyone wants to play video games. Everyone wants to do this shit. So just everyone coming out of everywhere wanting to do this, you're going to have so many developers that are just either not very good, mediocre, this or that. Just saying, it really is a problem when you have a flood in the market. It really is. And it's just like I said earlier, where, the good developers want to work with companies that treat them well. And like I said, as much as we all cannot stand EA at times, I do think they take care of their employees because they have the good developers. Because that's the point. The developers just bounce from project to project, the good ones. With Blizzard anymore, I don't know. I don't know where I am because with and we're gonna stream later. Yeah, I'm gonna get on later. We're gonna play, but I don't know that I'm gonna be doing too many lives on Hearthstone anymore. We're probably gonna do that as uploads, because just the fact that like there's so many people that either stream snipe or otherwise have some type of spam account and trying to screw with you. There's so many. I just can't believe it, guys. I really can't. So like just where I am with being exposed to that, while streaming, it's just not a very good idea as a streamer. And I think that's why a lot of these streamers do such short bursts when they stream Hearthstone. I've often wondered that. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, why is this the trend? Why do I see these big Hearthstone streamers? Because I know some of you guys who don't even know Hearthstone very well probably think that there aren't any. You guys realize Cribarian streams Hearthstone? Like, you guys realize, I don't know if he live streams it, but he was one of those original arena players that was really good. So like, we have some pretty big names in Hearthstone, and so like, I just can't, and so like, I'm just wondering, why do these guys do these in short bursts? Why don't they do? And so some of them stream to Twitch, but then they don't do it very long. No, I think that a lot of them are completely aware of it. Yeah, I think that they've dealt with it too. They're completely aware of it. It doesn't look good for them to talk about it, because they talk about it, it makes them look a certain way, because it sort of seems like conspiracy to people who wouldn't know about technology, wouldn't know about the situation and stuff like that. And that's often why, like, I have trouble talking about these things, because people that wouldn't understand it would just think I'm some, like, conspiracy theorist or something. Like, they just think I'm... Like, they really don't understand the concept of how bad it has become for modern tech. What the fuck is on the road? There's, like, tree branches on the highway. They really don't have a concept for, how bad it has become, and how truthfully, like, Skynet, things have become. Yeah, like from Terminator. Yeah, how the people can't appreciate how bad things have gotten with things like that. So I just generally don't talk about it, because it's gotten pretty out of hand. But it's pretty easy for, and we're not even talking about people that know what they're doing. We're talking about a whole bunch of people that literally just sit and try to scam people. Yeah, like they're just bottom of the barrel. So all right, think about it like this. I think this is where I'm going. Yeah, think about it like this, guys. When evolution happened, when civilizations evolve, you always have, like, that core problem. When we move into a new era, you always have, like, that core problem that exists with, like, people taking advantage of the issue, until, there's some type of governing system of control that comes in and goes, this is the way we handle it now, and it just helps. So the best way I could think about this is, the best way I can tell you, I can describe this to you guys. I can give you guys the knowledge, and it's sort of create an analogy about this. Would be like, if you think about this in the sense of think about this in the sense of like warfare. Do you guys remember, like, the Cuban Missile Crisis and stuff like that? Like, a lot of that stuff, a lot of why that didn't happen, why we didn't actually bomb everyone, of why we didn't go to nuclear war, why we didn't, was just because JFK chose not to fire. And a lot of people credit him with that. He's a damn hero. He is. He was. And that's the point. But the whole point also was, how do we never, ever, ever get into a situation where the entire frickin' planet is worried about destruction just because a bunch of frickin' emotional leaders are sitting behind their desks with buttons they shouldn't have. How do we create a system where nobody is concerned about this anymore? So that's the point. Is, well, we did, like, you create a missile defense system. You put in place some sort of missile defense system to, deter, dismantle, and eradicate, nuclear missiles, if they would enter, such and such area, blah, blah, blah. That's how you handle it, and that's how you should do it. And thus, nuclear war is, like, basically a thing of the past. You don't really have to worry about it as long as you have those defense systems. That's the point. So, now we are at a standstill. Right now, at any given time, there are probably thousands of people, maybe millions, in India, Malaysia, some in Africa, but very few. It's mostly India, Malaysia, stuff like that, that sit in offices and try to steal money from Americans, specifically old ones, but people that are vulnerable. And this is all they do all day long. And they probably do it in other ways. They probably have other accounts where they've already stolen people's Hearthstone accounts, gaming accounts, and then that way they go on and take advantage of maybe kids that would be on playing the game, or other people that would otherwise have some type of ignorance to the situation. So that's the whole point, is that we need some type of national level security that cuts us off. And the US does have an encrypted, like, we are cut off from certain, that's why, like, you can't get on, like, to, like, certain, like, Chinese servers and web, like, that's why actually we're cut off. That's why we're cut off from the Chinese servers, and a lot of those Asian servers and stuff. But as you can see, it still happens. They can still get through, and there needs to be some type of legislation on the issue, where basically at any given time, somebody in India can't just watch my Hearthstone stream. Does that make sense? Like, I want them to watch it, but I don't want the wrong people, if that makes sense. So, like, there needs to be some way, some legislation for verification, account verification, something like that, that would help with this. I need to get my ramen. I'll be right back. This also, believe it or not, can lead into what I'm talking about too, with gaming, modern gaming, and the decline of it too, because microtransactions are a big one. Be back, guys. Ramen, 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 ramen. Guys. Look at this. This is so cool. They do these drinks. So like they do over in Korea or Japan, where you stab the lid. I love it. That little pink stabby straw. These are so good. So this one's mango. Boom. Right in there. Works pretty good. Yeah, they're so good. All right, I got some ramen here. Oh my god. I don't think I have a... Yeah. So my skill with chopsticks is very limited. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to eat this now. Oh, look at this. Hold on, I'm gonna show you guys. Oh my god, look at the ramen. Look at the ramen. It's so good. Oh my god. I'm actually really mad that I can't eat it now. I was gonna eat it, but I can't. Because I might cheat. I'm gonna cheat. Oh my god, look at this. It's so good. So good. It's actually a Naruto ramen shop. They have like manga and stuff on the walls. They got Naruto playing on the TV. Pretty cool. A lot of the recipes were inspired by that, I think. The one I have, for sure. The only difference, of course, being mine's spicy chicken instead of just the normal chicken. Gotta have the spicy. Got it. Guys, I don't know. I might need to get some cupcakes too. It might be something that needs to happen. It's already been decided, so yeah, I've already decided that it's going to happen. We're getting cupcakes too, but I got my ramen. I gotta get home and eat it. I really wish I had a fork. I just can't with chopsticks. I'm just not gonna sit here and do that in the car. I'm not somebody that typically uses chopsticks, so like I'm still sort of getting used to it, if that makes sense, and I just am not gonna do that in the car. I'm still getting used to using chopsticks. It's just something I never did. Yeah, and more recently, I've been wanting to. I kind of am mad at myself for not learning it when I was younger. All these times that I was eating Asian food and stuff, I flat out go to really good hibachi grills, and I just eat with a fork. Yeah, I feel bad about it too. I really shouldn't, because I like eating with chopsticks. I'm gonna get some cupcakes, guys. So I got my ramen, and now I'm gonna get my cupcakes. I'll be back. What's up, guys? Do we have chat? It's over, guys. It's over. We got some cupcakes. Look at these fucking cupcakes. So, some of these people are really interested in what I'm doing on camera, so we got to put on a show for them. I've been collecting ROMs for a while. My GameCube. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you caught the talk. I don't know if you guys caught the talk. We had a discussion, but GameCube is solid. Yeah, GameCube was the solid system for sure. I played the heck out of my GameCube. I still have an unopened copy of Smash Brothers Melee. Still unopened. Yeah, it's still sitting on my shelf. So I got two strawberry, I think they're strawberry champagne, and then I got two red velvet. I've got to get back though. I want to eat my ramen. I've got to, maybe I'll just buy a fork somewhere. Oh shit. My bad. Maybe I'll just go in like Sheets and get a fork somewhere. Starfield win or lose? Who can say? Yeah. Who can say? I think Starfield's going to be a win. That's what I think. That's my personal opinion. I think it's going to be a win. But I think it's going to be a win for console. I think that if you have a PC like mine, you need to be wary. Make sure you're updating everything. But yeah, like I don't know. I think it's going to be a win overall, but I just think that I'm going to need like some of those patches initially, sort of like with Jedi Survivor. You really want it to be a win. I want it to be a win too. I mean, I love Bethesda. I do. I love Skyrim. I love Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is my favorite Fallout game. It's one of my favorite games in general. So is Skyrim. Love Skyrim. I should make like a top 50 like all time. Yeah, we're definitely going to be treated to a massive gem, I think, with Starfield. I think that I do think that it will be tricky for me to play that game, to stream it, if that makes sense. I do think it will be very, very intensive, and I think that I'm going to need some upgrades. But once again, this comes down to the fact that Microsoft continuously does not. It just basically starts dropping support for updates for like this or that, and so therefore this forces PC players to upgrade this or that sooner. And they're aware they're doing it because they've been doing this. I mean, they've been doing this since. I'd probably say it had started getting a lot more rambunctious and a lot more obvious around Windows 95. When Windows 95, 98. But they've been doing this a long time. Yeah, they've been doing this a long time. Where they pump out a new thing, stop support for the old thing, so that way you get the new thing. They started getting a lot more. You know what? No, I take that back. 98, because remember when Windows 98 came out, we all needed to get second edition. Windows 98 was just awful, and then they were like, "All right, second edition," and it fixed it. But like that's the whole point, is that like we knew what they were doing, and so like that was the beginnings of that. But they've never stopped doing this. So like, you don't need teraflops of information. You know, I mean, like the fact that some of these newer freaking CPUs can actually do things like that, like you just don't need all of that. This is actually why NVIDIA developed the entire DLSS technology. The idea was that the entire DLSS technology was developed specifically to help, as the newer cards came out and the older gen was getting further behind and stuff, the CPU was gonna, the technology then helps the CPU work better with the GPU to help with the latencies, because the idea was that it just takes too long, because the from the north bridge to the CPU back to the GPU again, it's just too much time, and there's too many calculations, so it was really lagging behind for some of the newer things that came out, unless you update that. That's the whole point, unless you actually provide updates all the time. So it's tedious, it's frustrating, and they don't want to do it. They want to move on and just do the new ones and not do the old ones. But then at the same time, we have all these cards and we want to keep using them for years and years and years. So are they meeting up their promise when we get a card and it says it has like some lifetime warranty? No, that's the point. They're not meeting that promise. They're just pushing you to buy the new gen cards, to buy the new CPU, to buy the new drive. You absolutely do not need solid state. You do not. Yet, Microsoft has forced us to require it. This is partially why, the new consoles, this is actually a big reason the new consoles do so well, with the newer gen games, because for the simple fact that they are running that OS off of a solid state drive. Everything is caching instantaneously. There is no spinning drive like that. And honestly, you still have a good amount of PC players that are not on solid state. Or maybe they're just their OS is on solid state and everything else is being installed on a spinning platter drive, and this causes caching issues. While the operating system might be all instant and run really fast and seem like it works great, then your games run like crap because, you have some sort of caching issue where Windows is creating a really strange paging file, just a really poorly sized paging file for what you're trying to do. And so you have to, I've actually done this. I've had to actually go in and manually reset. I'll just randomly set my paging file to something, hit apply, go out, go back in, put it back to automatic, and then watch it change the value from before to something completely different, like totally different, much bigger. So basically, Windows is trying to assign paging files based on what it thinks it needs, and it thinks it needs something a lot less than what it does because it's running on solid state. So it's just assigning the incorrect paging file because it's caching really fast, and it's like, yeah, I can do this, and then all of a sudden it does a paging file for the spinning platter drive, and it's just, you have to have updates for that. So they're not doing it, and that's the point, is like, people really just don't understand what they're seeing. They don't, oftentimes won't even understand what I just said just now. So the modern gaming, a lot of it is that. Truthfully, a lot of it is that. A lot of it is, you have these massive games. You guys hear me talk about a game where it's like 130 gigs, how am I ever going to run that? That's what a lot of it is. Truthfully. You're trying to run these enormous games with these gigantic texture files, so it's trying to read a texture file as fast as this game is running and your GPU is running and everything else is running off of a spinning platter drive, and the file is like 10 gigs. You know, like maybe like the one file it's trying to read is like 10 gigs or something like that. Yeah, it's like an archive file or something, and it's 10 gigs and it's trying to read it, but it can't get to the archive fast enough, so your game basically just freezes up, seizes up, crashes, blah 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 blah, such and such, so on and so forth. This is literally why it's happening, and specifically why it's happening to people with faster systems, because you get these bigger games with bigger texture files, and it's on a spinning platter drive, and your system's going zoom, 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 zoomy, zoom, zoom. Your system's just like so fucking fast compared to these spinning platter drives. This is why Microsoft wants to abandon it, because they are so sick and tired of people complaining, blah blah blah, and they have to updates and blah blah blah. They just want to move on, and they want everything solid state, and I get it. Everyone wants everything solid state. I want everything solid state. I do. But people are not made of money. You upgrade your solid state drive, you gotta reinstall Windows, you gotta fucking update this, you gotta maybe now you gotta buy this or that, because now your RAM's not caching right. Like, you have to understand, it's not as simple as, oh, okay, I'll just do this. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I guess we have the 5G, it's gonna happen where we cut out. My motherboard, for me, it's not going to be an issue, where my motherboard's ready to go. People probably that are on spinning platter drives, they probably don't have a motherboard for like an M2 slot or something. Yeah, they probably don't. So that's what a lot of it is. These people that have these spinning platter drives, they're on an older motherboard. It's not that old. It's running their AMD, their M2 Plus, the socket. It's running the Plus socket, you know. So like they're fine. They're like, yeah, all right, this is fine. It's running the Plus socket. Why would I worry about that? Well, yeah, you're still running your 8-core on your old motherboard on your spinning platter drives. Meanwhile, you don't have a socket for solid state. So now you want to update the solid state. You don't have a socket for it, and that's the point. They know that. So we have a lot of people that, like, you know, they want to update, but then like they're so far behind because, you know, during COVID they were going to update, but then there was a shortage of parts. We couldn't even like video, you couldn't even buy one. But even if you could, I mean, like the card I ended up getting after COVID, I think was like $500 at the time, and it was a really good card. Now it's lagging a little bit, but it's actually only lagging a little bit because of those platter drives I said. That's literally why. If everything was always installed on a solid state drive, everything would run really fast all the time, and I would never have a single issue. It just caches instantly. But seriously, you will always have those latency issues. And this is why the DLSS technology and stuff like that was created, was because those latencies are an issue. So therefore, it helps the CPU with that load on like some of those larger files and stuff where it's trying to read it, and it can't, especially with textures. And this is particularly difficult because NVIDIA does have very convoluted drivers, and they're sort of need updating a lot. So you get what I'm saying, guys. You have this huge bowl of problems that exists, and then at the same time, this huge bowl of problems that exists in the PC world. Well, guess what? We're making these games on PCs. Yeah, like you're not. Nobody has like a giant Xbox hooked up to a screen and they're running some developer software up. No, that's not how these things work. These are PCs. Now, if you're talking about a port, this is where we get into what has been happening to modern games. This is why they're doing ports. Exactly everything I just said. It is so easy for them to get around everything I just said and not have the issues and the waiting and the dealing with this update and this, what I deal with when I'm on stream, basically. They won't have to deal with that a lot of the time. If they do it as a port, they develop a game as a port, because then they're running it through that developer software that works better with the Xbox and the Microsoft console systems and stuff like that, and it works a lot better because it was designed specifically for that system. So therefore, you run it on that system and it just caches right, it works better, you can get the games out, and they're optimized specifically for the solid state system. There it is. There it is. So now you have a port. It's already a port because you're porting it from that system as you've developed it on console for. So now you're taking that and you're porting it to PC and trying to upgrade it when you should have started there and downgraded it. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you start with PC and downgrade, that's not a port, because PC is always higher. Yeah, the tech is always higher, obviously. So therefore, when you take that and you port it and you downgrade and you go down, and then you expect everybody on PC to be able to run that game, you're an idiot. Yeah, you don't know what you're doing. Not everyone's going to be able to run it, and especially if it's a bad port, because bad ports mean, well, it's bad. You didn't even optimize it properly. Not only you went port, but now you didn't even optimize it properly? Oh, man. So, like, this is where we come from when we say, like, bad port or port this or that. It's developed on a port means that it's something that was developed on all our games are always developed on PC. You guys realize this. It's a PC developing your game. So when you say it's a port, this means that you developed this game on a PC, but then you optimized it for console. So that way it's first most organic way of playing it and most natural way of playing it is console. Yeah, there's no above. It means basically, it would be like if you, I'm trying to think. Let's say you got a car, right? And like when you got your car, you know, you got it. And then it showed up, and it's like, look, we're not gonna charge you anymore for all these options. You know, you're gonna get the nav, you're gonna get the color that you want, you're gonna get this, you're gonna get that. But we need to send it in for that. It's gonna be totally free, but we need to send it in, and you're gonna have to wait maybe 2-3 weeks to get your car. And this wouldn't set you really back any. It's just sort of more of an inconvenience, right? But you want it now. Right? You want it now. You want it subpar. You don't want the nav. You don't want the color exactly what you want. You don't want this or that. And then maybe 3-4 weeks down the road, you're driving along and you see somebody else with that car. And you're going, probably should have just waited the 3 or 4 weeks, shouldn't I? And just gotten the things that I wanted. This is what a port is. This is basically they're choosing to slash things, slash. No 60, no unlimited FPS, no unlimited resolutions. It's like if you took It's like if you went into a recording studio as a band, and you were that band that went in there and said, look, I don't want the highest quality. I don't want to remaster this later down the road. I don't want film. I don't want the highest quality possible. I don't want endless remasters. I don't want my product to ever become anything better than what I have decided it is right now. That's literally what that's like. It'd be like if a band goes into a recording studio and goes, let's choose a really bad recording quality. Some bands do this, trust me, and it's very frustrating. And that's the point, is that they continue remastering and it still kind of sounds like crap, even though they remastered it. That's literally what this is. You are choosing not to just add certain values. It's text in documents. We're talking about just coding. They're choosing not to add certain values because it becomes more difficult for their systems to do, so therefore they're just going to port it and it's easier. That way they can just do it like that and blah, 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 pump it out. That's the point, guys. So that's why when you guys, when like I asked if Starfield was like port or something like that, that's why I wanted to know. That was so important. That was why, like, when they were dancing around whether it was a port or not, I was like really confused by that. I was like, why don't they just say it? That's why I got really frustrated when I found out that Survivor was a port after it came out, because I would have been, I don't know if I would have even bought it. I probably would have been very hesitant. 130 gigs and it's a port? 130 gigs and it's a port. No. No, 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 no. No, no, no. 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 90 max. That's it. Anything over 100, fuck you. Do a better job. Yeah, seriously, come on. I just that's really disappointing. So that's a lot of it, honestly, is porting and just them choosing to try to get people to new gen. Everything new gen. Buy the new console. Buy a solid state drive. Buy this, that. It's what it is. It's always been that way, but it's getting worse. The more people that we have in the world, the lazier people get to, the more ignorant people become to what this actually is too. And then the worse it will become. And remember, history repeats itself. So the dumber everybody gets, and then history repeats itself, guys, come on. So, like, the people that think it's funny to just shit talk games and troll them all day long, it's gonna get to, that's the point, is that, like, at some point when history repeats itself, and then you have a cult, yeah, you literally somehow, somewhere along the line, develop some sort of a cult following, which, by the way, if you know what the definition of that is, it's literally just somebody that has a following that is so strong, if they do evil or they do harm, the people will still follow them. That's a cult following, by the way. So, since that's already sort of evident that that's kind of in existence a little bit, just a little, not on like ridiculous, not like on some of the political level that we have cult followings, but it's getting there. And if it gets to that point, I mean, what was that that one giveaway thing that just happened where the people, Kai, what's his name, who literally did the Xbox, he didn't think about it first. He literally just went out there, gave some Xboxes away, and caused a riot, and then was really fucking surprised Yeah, when he gets charged for inciting a riot, and like he doesn't think about this. You guys need to understand that like that's a cult following. Like what? I can't understand what the hell goes through people's head. I really can't. Like, what else? What are you doing with your time? What are people doing with their time? Just going out and doing this. So the worse it gets with the cult followings, the worse it's going to get with people trashing things, and the worse it will get for that. You know, it's very damaging. It is. Yeah. So my thing is with Starfield. I know. So you're saying that you would need Game Pass for Starfield, and yeah, that's good. That's a good idea. I even was talking about that a little bit too. I think everybody, should take advantage of that sort of thing. But remember, they just modified the trial for Game Pass. So like if you have a trial for Game Pass and you're doing trial, just remember that they changed that now. The trial period's only 2 weeks now, not a full month. But yeah, that's a great idea. Now here's the problem. Xbox app for Windows is optimized really poorly. So like I am very concerned that when this game comes out, we will have a poorly optimized game because it needs patched and stuff like that through Xbox. However, Bethesda and Microsoft being one entity now, that's interesting. Because before, I would be really hesitant. But now that Microsoft could control the patching and stuff, it might actually be worth it, and I'd be interested to see how it runs. I particularly like to get things, even though I'm getting, over the price and stuff. I like to get them on Steam because I trust Steam's patching service really, really well. I actually have seen it repair games that I have. So I like their patching service, and I also like the achievements working on my Steam level and stuff. So that's why I like to get games on there and things like that. We also have the deluxe edition that comes with certain things too. So yeah, like I understand you're not gonna buy a free game. I get it. I'm right there with you. Yeah. If you don't care about that stuff, just get it. Yeah, just wait for Game Pass for sure. It's day one release, so there's really no reason not to, unless like you like me, want those Steam achievements. You want to work on your Steam level, or you want those deluxe edition bonuses and stuff like that. So. Decline of gaming, does that answer a lot of questions for people? I know it's funny, like I still have people trolling the comments from his channel and stuff, trying to argue the point that he's just highly critical, in modern gaming and stuff like that, and blah blah blah. And it's like, if you missed the point that the guy can't even like a single game, and that he trashes games before they're even out, before he's even played them. If you missed that it's literally everything, you've missed the point. Like you're the troll. And I know that they didn't miss the point. That's sort of my point, is like I know they're just trolling. So yeah, you're not that stupid, right? Like you couldn't possibly be. So yeah, it's funny that they're still coming out and yeah, leaving the comments and stuff, and it's always, you know, the same bullshit. It really is. They're just trying to, you know, oh, he's just highly critical. Like I said, oh, he's highly, or this or that. It's just like, well, there is no argument. There is no argument for it. Zero. There's zero valid argument for literally anybody trash talking everything in an entire industry at any given time. Like, there's just it's so stupid. Everything at Walmart sucks. Yeah, if I buy it at Target, it's just somehow better. Guys, everything at Walmart sucks. Just everything. It's just trash. It's garbage, trash, everything. Just because I said so. Believe me. Yeah. That's how that shit sounds to me. When he does that. It's like when I heard him talking trash on that Texas Chainsaw game, and I'm like, is that game even out? Some people were just like, oh, I don't know, he's talking, maybe he's right about that game. It's like the game's not even out. It's like, this is how lazy people are. Sometimes they actually don't even look to see if the game is out, to whether or not they know if he's actually telling the truth. They don't care. They're just listening to him trash talking the game. Meanwhile, he's never played it. He has no idea. He's literally just trashing it. It sucks, blah, blah, blah. It's like one really long running gag, and you all think it's the funniest thing you've ever seen. Okay, go watch British humor then, and you'll see plenty of running gags. I mean, seriously, you'll see different ones too. Like, that's just the same fucking running gag. Like, it's not even, like, people think this is entertaining. It's not funny. It's far funnier to make fun of it. Actually, I think it's hilarious that this guy actually thinks people believe him. Yeah, like thinks, or even takes himself seriously as a gaming critic. Like, there's literally nothing to take seriously about somebody that just trashes everything. So, like, that's actually kind of funny. Because he'll never be a critic as long as he does that. That's the point. Some critics do. And anybody that thinks that what some critics do, they're wrong. They're just wrong. You know, it's not what critics do. Critics are critical, but they are also accurate. You know, like while a critic might give something a 5, he'll give it a 1. Or say something ridiculous. You know, 0 stars, you know, like, it just, be fair. You know, if you're actually a critic, be a critic. But he's not. I'm about ready to eat my ramen, to be honest. Yeah, good to see you back, but I'm about ready to eat my ramen, to be honest. Yeah, I gotta eat my ramen. The plan was to get a live going. The plan was to get something going on a live. Everybody trolls way too much. And if I'll be willing to bet if people started, like, you know, instead of trolling him and saying, you know, like, you suck, or like something like that, like, said he was good and tried to lift him up and like, you're doing fine, man, keep at it, or something. If people knew how to be, like, positively motivational and supportive, I'll bet when he started doing his streaming and stuff, he probably would have turned out different. I'll bet he would have, like, just started getting better at games and tried to do it a little bit differently. Instead, he just saw a pattern where basically not everybody just trolls him all the time, regardless of how good or not good he is. So, if he legitimately puts time into it, people don't notice. So why the fuck would he bother to put time into it? So basically, he just acts like a circus clown. Since everybody else acts like it's a circus act, why should he? I mean, that's flat out probably why he is the way he is. Just so many trolls. So why not join him? And then, use the audience. That's what he's doing, guys. So, like, just further perpetuating the troll, like, the fact that I recognize this, and I'm just a viewer, people need to pay attention. Everybody's asleep. I truly think that the mass population, just as a general whole, has ADD. It's real. I really think that that's a real thing. Not as a joke, not as like how that's funny. No. I think people watch their phone too much. That's the point. They spend 5 seconds looking at something, so therefore they can't hold their attention for longer than 5 seconds. Do you remember in school when we learned about this? And then, like, the whole point was that when you left school, you would never do that anymore. The whole point of school was to have you sitting, looking forward, paying attention for X amount of time throughout the day, so that then when you would leave school, you wouldn't be one of those lazy fucking people that literally wants to sit on their ass and do nothing all day. That's the fucking point. You guys know this, right? I shouldn't have to explain this, but I feel like I do. I feel like people have missed the point of public school and why we almost went to year-round schooling here too. The whole point is that, like, you need to be out of your element in order to be disciplined. You need to sit in front of a freaking chalkboard. You need somebody in front of you making sure your head is up. If you are not your own disciplinarian, and most people are not, I challenge myself. I became a martial artist. I became a leader at a certain point in my life. I have a different skill set than a lot of people do. So, like, they're just different disciplinary things that I can do with myself that I've noticed in myself that other people can't do. And it's a regular thing that I've noticed. And ADD is a big part of it. I truly, truly think that most people really just don't hear what anybody says. They look at somebody, make an assessment based on, the sound of their voice, what they look like, things like that, what they already believe about them. And then they've decided how they feel. It's an emotional response. And I think most people do this because they literally have zero ability to, have any deduction skills whatsoever. Take, for example, how many concurrent viewers I actually have while I'm actually talking about something. Very, very few. Very, very few. Because of the demographic. I'm doing streams on a platform that is primarily demographed to thumbnails, visual things that people look at really quick and want to click on and tap. So therefore, when I start talking, the demographic is, I don't fucking care about that. I don't want to hear him talk. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody wants to learn anything. Nobody wants to learn about anybody else. They don't want to actually have an interaction or communicate or listen to what somebody has to say. They just want to move on to the next really quick thing that's eye grabbing, or like what's going on, what's booming. Oh, everybody's talking about this. Let's do, instead of trying to learn and extrapolate from life, what you can do to get better as a person, instead of just trying to, pop culture, pop culture, pop culture. So ADD is a real problem. It is. People think it's not, and that's the issue. They will not accept the fact that they are regular people that have ADD I think it's 80% or higher. Yes. Yes, social media. Yes, for sure. I think it's 80% or higher. I think it's even politicians now who have started social media too and started to get involved with that too and paying attention to how important that is. And that's dangerous. You know why? The whole reason why politicians are old dudes is because there should be a generational gap. Yeah, there really should be. I do not want somebody like me as a fucking politician. I should not, people like me shouldn't be politicians. I have a lot, I have to grow. There are things I need to learn. I have to do things. And if you think that you're my age and you should be a politician, I want to know why. Did you go to college for political science? Did you go to law school? Like, I want to know, like, why you think that you should be president or why you think that you even deserve a voice on politics. Because most of the time people are spouting complete, utter fucking nonsense and people just believe it. Just because somebody said it. And it's just like, people have no fucking clue what they're talking about. So, I just, I truly can't believe. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yes. I truly can't believe people instead of treating everyone like shit. And then maybe world peace would actually be accomplished. Maybe. Yeah, because that's the point. Oh, how do we accomplish world peace? People are really this ignorant. It's not through being, oh, let me be nice to you. Hello. Hello. Oh, hi, let me pet you. No, it's fucking weird. People don't like that. It's fucking weird. Nobody wants that. Do you know how to accomplish world peace? I can fucking tell you. Right? I'm going to tell you right now. Everybody get in here. Here's how we accomplish world peace. Are you ready? Be willing to sit and fucking listen. That's it. Yeah, accept people. Accept differences. Learn to learn from other people and accept, well, maybe he has something to teach me. I'll try that. And then you try it and go, yeah, that wasn't for me. And move on and go, yeah, now that I've learned that wasn't for me, I can extrapolate what I learned from that and apply it to my life and take the little bit out of what I learned from him and apply it to me. And thus I'm created with a new product. This is how we get new games. This is how we get original ideas. Fucking nobody does this. Nobody fucking goes, how do I learn from this guy? How do I learn from... No, everybody just sees, oh, he has all these people following him, watching his stream. Let me really quick get on stream and try to steal his viewers. Instead of trying to sit there and go, why are people watching him? Let me learn from this guy. Let me be inspired by him. Let me actually fucking develop myself as a person. Let me fucking challenge my ADD. Let me learn. Nope. Nope. Immediately they just go, fuck, this guy has a bunch of views. Fuck, let me get on live really quick. There's something trending. Unbelievable. Do you guys know that, like, I literally found out about Michael Does Life and said nothing? Yeah. And it's like, I even discovered, I didn't say anything about it until, like, I found out that, like, I guess there was some bullying going on and stuff with his community. So, yeah, I got involved and reacted. But the point was, I found out about him when I was playing Resident Evil 4 Remake. I wanted to know why everybody wasn't watching. Yeah, I wanted to know. And instead of jumping to conclusions and being an asshole and just saying, oh, this game must suck and nobody's watching it, I decided I'm going to see who's playing this game. I'm going to do the research. Because I thought to myself, I wonder if there's a streamer just sitting there playing the game, being an asshole. And if he has a decent following and he's on YouTube, yeah, I could see why no one's watching my stream. And sure enough, this douchebag is sitting there just streaming it every day. He's streaming it in length, just shit talking it. And he's got all these other people joining him. Oh, they're watching too, shit talking it in his channel. Meanwhile, they're watching the stream. He's playing the game. They're talking about the game. Everybody fucking watching this stream likes the game, and they're all just trolling, claiming they're not. It is literally an entire fucking channel for trolls. And you're all so fucking oblivious to it. And this is getting worse. I shouldn't say all of you, but there's a lot of you that are just, you don't sit back and just listen and learn from people. That's the point. A lot of the times it's completely unprovoked. They're just randomly, so is he. So is he. That's the point. It creates a hate. They just hate. They don't have any reason for it. And you have to realize that this creates hate for him, too. It'll create other... Do you guys remember when he was walking around, I guess, LA or something, and someone just egged him? Okay, that's wrong, too. Like, you can't do that, too. Both are wrong. Like, what... The fact that I need to tell you guys this is, like, people don't know how to fucking act. Oh, what's this guy? This is the guy that we're picking on now? No, we're not. No, that's not what this is. He's not the target. It's not what this is. This is making people aware that he is damaging to the gaming community, and he is a fucking trash critic. The guy just trashes everything, so he's a trash critic. That's what he does. You call him a trash critic. Put something in front of his name so that you know what he does. He's a trash critic. Okay, now I know what he is. He literally just trash talks everything. He's not really a critic. There it is. That's all people have to do. But instead, all they just want to do is be nasty to him. And, like, it's really kind of amazing. Now, yeah, if he does something, all right. Call him out on it. Tell him he's an asshole. Because he is sometimes. But so am I. Just call it out. We're all people. We're all human. You know? We all have to exist and coexist. And the closer we get to learning from each other and accepting that we all have ADD is the closer we get to world peace. I'm not even joking about that. Like, that's not a joke. I hope you guys get that. Like, I know probably people think world peace is... It's not a joke. We need to remember that's always the goal. For humans. That's always our goal. Should always be the goal. So, you know, don't ever forget that. At any given time, just remember world peace, guys. Seriously. And when you're trolling and shit, just remember world peace. Well, meanwhile, you're sitting there trash talking somebody over in the Ukraine. Somebody's getting shot at. Okay, there are more fucking important things going on. And we need to realize that those of us who are just sitting here trolling the internet, drifting through life, aren't getting it. We need to lift each other up. We need to support each other. We need to be there. And you know, I mean, it's the sort of thing where that doesn't mean, you know, you call people out when they're not. Now, everybody's best is different. Everybody is capable of different things. You know, the point is, do your best. Try to be there. And if you can't, then you can't. You'll be there next time. But don't ever think that the right thing to do is to literally bully, is to be negative, is to create hate. That's literally never something that you should do. And just in life, just as a life thing, you will learn a lot from just that one thing. And people will start looking at you, treating you differently. You will realize very quickly people want to be around you more and will accept you more when you stop hating everything that they like. Really quick story. I gotta eat my ramen. Really quick. I dated this girl for a couple months. Yeah, I mean just dating. We weren't like in a relationship. But you know, went over her house a couple times, went on a couple dates. She's very nice. She's always really quiet. And you know, like I started pulling away a little bit and treating me kind of weird, and eventually just asked her why. You know, I'm pretty straight up. I just eventually said, you know, I've been noticing you've been pulling away and, you know, not answering calls, you know. I'm just wondering, you know, if you want to tell me, you know, what's going on, you know, why you're feeling this way, if you want to communicate that. And you know what she said? She said it was after, you know, you came over that one day and we went up and started looking at my movies. I'm gonna tell you guys what I did, and don't ever do this. Like this is exactly what trolling does to people. And I wasn't trolling, I was being honest. But it's the way I did it. So she's like showing me these movies, and she's like, "What do you think? Well, let's watch a movie. What do you think about this?" You know, and I'm a critic. I'm very critical of movies. And she's showing me. You guys have to understand. She's showing me like Legally Blonde, and like, I think she showed me like Shark Tale. Like I don't even remember what like some of them were. Like it was. I did not like these movies. They were very cheesy to me, and I couldn't let this go for some reason. I couldn't just let her pick a movie. I don't fuck is wrong with me, but like I couldn't, and I had a lot to learn about that. But that's the difference between an asshole and somebody that is willing to accept they did something wrong and learn from it. Yeah, literally like movie after movie, she like was picking out the movies, and I was like, yeah, that's probably like a 3 out of 10. I don't know. That one's pretty lame. I don't know if I really want to watch that one. And then like she get one that she went, oh, okay. And then like she picked. I was saying things like that, and like just being like brutally honest. And then like she would get like, forget. I wish I could think of a specific one so I could tell you guys, because like she was picking some really cheesy movies. So yeah, I disappointed her, and you know she just didn't know how to take that. So you know, moving forward, the lesson learned was, you know, just if somebody's excited about something, you know, they want to watch something, learn that they might like that more than they're letting on, or that might be important to them for some reason, and that you trashing that could like shatter their world for whatever reason. You know, like it really could affect them. Yeah, like let's say they watched like let's say like we'll just pick a video game. Let's say like somebody played a video game with their dad before he died or something. You know, it has like some special significance to them. And Michael Does Life goes on and shits on this video game. Now, how do you think that person's gonna feel? And do you care? No, probably not. Probably not. And meanwhile, you're just shitting all over it, and you actually don't think that about it. You're just doing this for content, just because it's funny. So the kind of person that does this, you have to wonder about them. And that, it's like that's the point, is like I can sit here in front of you and fully tell you a story of something I did wrong and admit that I was wrong and moved on from it and have corrected the way I talk to people about things because of that. That matters. Anyway, I got to eat my ramen. Thank you guys for joining me. Um, Clutch Hayes, shout out. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. I saw the Sony Punk join in too. Thank you guys. So I'm gonna go in and probably get a stream going. I gotta eat my ramen first, so we're gonna play some chill. We're gonna hang out, guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much.